In becoming a trader, one of the skills you should master is to identify and count the legs of the pullbacks in the market. Trades can be made based on these pullbacks, so it's crucial to be able to identify and count them. This video shows you how to count the legs of a two-legged pullback. It does not show you how to make trades. It's for beginners who need to learn how to count the legs of a pullback. Pullbacks can be found in uptrends and in downtrends. So you can count legs in an uptrend or in a downtrend. For an uptrend, you want to count on the highs, the higher highs. For counting legs in a downtrend, you want to focus on the lows, the lower lows. Count on, sometimes there's higher lows, lower lows, but you count on the lows. Counting uptrend, you count on the highs. Let's start by looking at counting legs in a downtrend. Now you can see that there's pullbacks. You can see the pullbacks right there in the market, but you need to be able to count from zero, up one leg, down, up a second leg. So let's take it bar by bar. Here we have a bearish bar, closes at the bottom. So we have the lower low right here. You start the count on zero at the bottom of a candle. So we're starting our count right here. We have a lower low. So the count is now zero. The zero will always go down with a lower low. Another one, so we keep going down. Lower lows, our count starts over. And this is in a downtrend. Another lower low, our count starts lower. Even though we had this bullish candle, the low is still below the previous low. This low is below this previous low. This low is below this previous low. So the count is zero. Another low, zero, zero. Lower low, zero. Now we have a higher low. The low of this candle, even though it went all the way up here and it is a bullish candle, we look at the low. Since this low is the higher low than this low, that is the count for our first leg. Because when you look at the candle, you have to look at the entire candle. Not only did it come up to this low, but it shot all the way up here. That's a pullback. It pulled back all the way up here and it closed on its high. So that's the first pullback. The market was coming lower, lower, lower. It pulled back and closed up here. So that's the first leg of the pullback. We have a higher low, so the pullback continues. Pullback continues up. Now, just barely, but here we have a lower low. So it's the beginning of going back into the downtrend. But even though it's a lower low and a lower low, it's still not below our zero. So we are still looking for that second leg. Even though this is a bullish bar, the pullback, the low is still down here. Now we have a higher low. That's the second leg up. Zero, first leg, pullback, back to the downtrend, second pullback. And remember, pullback went all the way up here, but we count on the lows. Okay, pullback is over. Because this is a lower low, that's the pullback, and sometimes a trade can be made there at your second-legged pullback. Lower low, so the count goes to zero. Another lower low, count is zero. Zero. Still zero because all these lows are lower. Even though we've got these green candles, and even though this top was lower, it's a lower low. Now we have a higher low. So this remains zero. That's the first leg of our pullback. Next candle is a lower low. So that's the end of it. There was only one leg in that pullback. So there wasn't a second leg. Now, as you get better at reading candles, you'll be able to see that there is a hidden move in there. But for now, we just didn't get a second leg, so we don't look for that. We don't look for the second one. We start over at 0. Lower low. Here we go. Down into the downtrend, but we're in a downtrend, so we're expecting these lower lows. 0, another lower low or 0, 0, and we get a higher low, which is the first leg of the pullback. Very short, but remember the pullback went from here, because this closed at this point. This candle opened here, shot straight up, strong bull candle, and then continued up to the top. But then the next candle closed down and it made a lower low, so we're back into the downtrend. But we're still looking for that second pullback because this low has not surpassed our 0 point. Lower low. Here we go. Now, here is the beginning of the second leg of the second pullback. And it shoots up. Another one. Higher lows, making higher lows. So that's our entire pullback. Right now it's gone from here all the way up here. This bar closed there. What's next? It's even, so we're still, the low is still here. Higher lows. Now we have a lower low, so that pullback is over. That's the end of the second pullback. And we're getting lower lows, lower lows. So we go to 0. Here we have a higher low. So here we have the opportunity for a possible two-legged pullback because we have a higher low. This low is higher than this low. Pullback. Very short. No second leg in there. Only one leg. Start over at 0 because the low of this candle is lower than this candle. So we start over at 0. Lower lows, 0. Okay, here we go. Higher low. Possible pullback time. There's a pullback. Very short. Went back into the trend and it continues into the downtrend. So looking at our chart here, we saw the first pullback, two-legged pullback, continued into a downtrend. Then we found a second two-legged pullback. I hope this helps in learning how to count legs in a downtrend.